With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Seattle Seahawks. As of this morning, summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. In motion left goes Cooks. They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass. There's Chris Olave. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there, 26 yards. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Flacco. The pass caught by Olave. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down. When you talk about this Seahawk defense, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively, they rally quickly after the broken tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
3rd and 2. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. First down, New Orleans. Here we go, setting up to throw Flacco. It's caught offside by Cooks. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Kamara trying again. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Flacco. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
As a defense,
defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, it kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 35. Looking to put a drive together.
Ready?
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. We'll get this to about the 38. When you look at the Saints' defense, this unit third best in the NFL in stopping the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if we can get to it. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Hadn't been a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder. If he wasn't a first-round pick, they want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Let's go.
Now a play fake here on first down. This is caught by Evans. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Genty is in. Touchdown, Seattle. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how a drive you're supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Passing play, Flacco. Olave holds it in. Showed that brute strength, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, and they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Flacco. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. There he goes, right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better.
Another ball up for grabs here, and this one is intercepted. Picked up by A.J. Terrell. Not the best of plays here as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand when you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
On play action, they'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Come on. Hit. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain an 11-point spread.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. Nifty move. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
Now it's Flacco. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
A shotgun handoff now to Miller. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Flacco. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the opposite.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Saints are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
He lets it go deep for Olave. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Julian Love picks it. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
On the set.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
It's out. It's loose. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
Panther 60. Panther 60.
Second and long. Short throw going to be caught by Waller. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 45-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. So in Saints territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 45-yard line. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Horton. And he's taken down inside the 30. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
So many times in my career, I heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now, pretty nifty hurdle there before he's brought down. 50 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame. The Seahawks at 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. From the 13 now, they work on first and 10.
Ready? Bronco 80. 18, Pioneer. Go.
They'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete to Kupp. And he is in for a Seattle touchdown. Cooper Kupp, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks are able to add on to that lead. Tucker with the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Flacco. On the check down, he finds Kamara. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. They try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Flacco looks to throw. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween, and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line.
At their own 37-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
Ready.
They go play action here, 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
Come on, come on. Hey, touch the eagle.
They don't want to repeat a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone. For a touchback.
Ready.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half. And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
Ready. Cougar 19.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here, or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Go. Cowboy 80. Ready.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Kamara gets it again on second down. Still on his feet. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to cut into that deficit.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effective way. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and it's shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and a yard.
Here we go. Set. 70 Lions. Ready.
Once again, it's Genty. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Second and one is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Here we go. Here we go. Viking 18. Panther 11. Panther 11.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback because everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Craft all 80. Ready.
They'll look to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. They'll wind up losing about a dozen on the play. And that's going to bring up a second and about a mile here.
Okay, break. Cup 19. Cup 19. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Go.
They'll set up a throw. And this is caught by Evans. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. A yard, all they need, but it's third down.
Get it! Get it!
Down the right sideline. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. How about that? Their quarterback, 45 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch out their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that will make this a 19-point game.
Saints 9.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And we'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
At their own 39-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 4.
Let's go. 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
Here's Flacco. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You
don't deserve anything for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Sneak, here's Flacco. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
Here we go.
Flacco rolling to his left. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Play action. Flacco. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. That one complete to Hill. touchdown. Taysom Hill, 29 yards. And the Saints are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Mickey Van Noy. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
2nd and 9 now. And that one complete downfield to Kupp. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards.
At the 21-yard line.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
19, Charger, 19.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Come on. Ready?
Back to throw again. And blocked down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Flush to his right. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Seahawks are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And this ball is not going to get to the 20, so this is going to be whistled dead, and the ball's going to be placed up at the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Flacco. The pass caught by Olave. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
First down.
Here we go, set. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Cougar 19.
The 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
Have the 60, have the 60. Set, let's go.
Here we go. 4th down, 4th quarter. Flacco. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
At the 29-yard line.
From the 29, here's a 2nd and 7.
Let's go now. Let's go.
And now Waller going to have a chance to run this. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Buffalo 18. Let's go. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Steps away to his left. He goes airborne. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he's been terrific in the dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready, ready?
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Horton. And he's going to get this inside the 30. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Ready?
And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning.
Get it.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Go! Cougar 19!
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go, set! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger!
They'll go again to Jones. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Ready.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. They'll find his tight end, that's Waller. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Ready. Bronco 80.
So the victory here for Seattle, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against the top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, but that was the interesting part about it because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels, they take the ball away, they change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for the Seahawks, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Crashing out, but my pedal is to the floor.